Welcome to Ask Dr. P. I'm Dr. P, Dr. Wayne Pernell, your influencer and powerful presence mentor. Today is Ask Dr. P. And the thing that came into me, the question comes from, I'm going to use her first initial, which is C. She didn't say that I could or couldn't use her name, but it's kind of a sensitive question that she's asking. So her first initial is C. Uh, and and she asked, how long do I tolerate certain things in my relationship? How long do I tolerate certain things in my relationship? And it's a great question. Now, all of this is unscripted except for the questions that you send me. So you send me your questions and I read through them, and I'll just pick one, do a quick video like this, and it's just me spinning. It's based on hundreds, if not thousands, of people I've worked with across the country and around the world over the past 35 years. So that must be thousands of people, given that. So how do I deal with tolerating something? Let me read the exact question, which is how long to tolerate. Yeah, how long do I tolerate being in a relationship where she's not getting what she wants or needs? Now, here's the thing for me is that she used the word tolerate, and that is a huge word because so often we put up with things that we know we need to change. And whether that's, oh, I need to move something, just I need to tidy up my stuff, or it's like, are there places that you need to tidy up, whether that's your physical environment or your emotional environment, your relationships, your finances, your spiritual relationship, your physical relationship with you and your body? A lot of places that we've just been tolerating, I'll get to it, I'll deal with it. And the thing is, now's a really great time. Now's a great time to be dealing with it because we've been in this pandemic where we've been shut in close together. We're starting to notice things that we like, that we don't like. And the things that we don't like, we realize that we've been putting up with for a really long time. And so, how long do I put up with something that I'm not happy with? That's the question. And, the answer is until it bugs you enough that you know you must do something about it. And the truth is, if you're noticing it, it's time. If you're noticing it as a tolerance, if you're noticing that you've put up with it, it's past time. It's way past time. So stop putting up with stuff and and make the first step. Now, most people feel like, well, if I stop putting up with this, I have to upheave everything, right? There will be total upheaval in my life, and nobody can tolerate that, right? What about my, what does it mean to the other person? What does it mean to the kids? What does it mean to whoever else might be judging me? That's part of what you've been tolerating as well. You've been tolerating judgment. You've been telling yourself that how other people judge you is important. And what's most important is how fully expressed you can become while engaging the other person to grow with you. This is not a message of can't stand that the other person has this habit, leave them. It's not that. This is I know the person who wrote this question to me. I know a little bit about what's going on with them, and this is not taken as a like, tell me it's time to leave. This is something that it's like they're working on stuff. Now the question is, can they work on stuff together? The idea of a relationship is that you come together. Relationship is about the state of coming together again. And if you've got two healthy individuals, you start out in a relationship coming together and you come together around a certain thing. We find this attractive in each other. We support this in each other. We love this about each other. And as independent individuals, you're growing, you're learning, you're bringing it back to the relationship. You're both growing and learning. Sometimes things go badly in relationships when one person goes, yeah, I'm on this great path of growth. And the other person goes, why would you want to grow? And they try and drag the other person down. And it's like, no, no, I'm on this great path of growth. Well, you know who I am. You know who, I don't want to change. I don't want to be different. Did my camera just get out of focus? Let's try this. Whoop. There we go. I think that helped. See, unscripted, just like that. I think partly it's putting up my hands right in front of my face that sort of made it go bad. All right, so when one person grows and the other person doesn't want to, that's problematic because life is about growth. Life is not about stagnation. And when one person feels like I've got so much more in me and the other person's like, why would you want to be more? It's basically like a death sentence. And so that's when relationships go bad. And that requires a conversation. The other thing that happens, and I don't call this going bad, I just call this growth, is that two people come together, they come together for a reason, they grow together, and then they grow. And they find out that they, in their growth path, are growing on separate paths. So they come together less and less and less. And I think that's okay because that requires a conversation. It's like, that's awesome. Good luck to you on your path, right? That's okay. Now, the best kind of relationship is where you come together and you go, well, what are you interested in? Well, what are you interested in? Well, how do I support you in that interest? Hey, you've grown and you have this new interest. That's awesome. How do I support you? How do I support you? And you're growing and you have different interests along the way. But you're supporting each other in that growth. You're coming together as growing individuals who support each other, not who are like, well, yeah, that doesn't interest me. And you see these 900-year-old people sitting at a table together, not talking and just sort of staring at their plates, eating slowly, and they got nothing to say. They're done. The best relationships are the ones where you've got something to say, and it's because the other person is working on something and you're curious about it. So back to the question, how long do I tolerate ... By the time you've noticed you've tolerated, you're done. Stop tolerating it. Start asking for what you want. Hey, I would like to travel more, set a weekend aside once a quarter, twice a year. I would like to hear you say the words, I love you. I would like to it could range, and it always surprises me. I was doing couples work, 30 something years ago, and took a left turn into doing leadership development and breakthrough success coaching 30 something years ago. But when I was doing my private practice, people would come in and they'd talk about, well, she's not the woman I married. It's like, well, of course not, right? She's grown. Well, he's not the man I thought he'd become. Well, what, did you marry him to mold him into something, right? And so marriages that are based on, I want her to stay the same, well, I want to change him, that's kind of shaky ground anyway, right? So that's something to be talking about. So really, communication is going to count. If you can identify what you want and you can ask your partner to repeat back to you what it is you said. And I was going to say about couples early on also, I just want him to tell me he loves me. And And his response is, well, of course I love her. That's why I got her snow tires for the car or the truck. And it's like, that's not the same as saying the words, right? It's a little different. So ask specifically for what you want. Ask to have your partner repeat back to you what you said. And then if you can get what you want, and it's up to you then to ask what your partner wants, right? And you decide whether or not you can give that. And you decide whether or not, if your partner has said he or she can give you what you want, you decide whether that's an okay thing in your relationship. You know, I want this. Well, I can't give you that. That's not who I am. Are you tolerating it? And compromise is a thing, or no, you know what? Basic love is a pretty big deal breaker if it's not there in the relationship. So, right. So you decide. You have to decide. I'm not going to tell you, you know, yes, it's time to go break up, or no, you have to work on this and you know, be a good spouse and put up with it. You know, it's like, it's not about that. It's about you've grown from when you first got together. You've grown from who you were 20 years ago. So who are you now and who are you becoming? And do you have a partner that you can support in his or her growth? And will your partner support you in your growth? And there you go. All right. It's all about conversation, and then it's about action. Because if you're not getting what you need, you have to find a place where you can. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. And keep sending me your questions. Ask Dr. P. That's me, Dr. Wayne Pernell, the Outfluencer and Your Powerful Presence mentor.